Hello, this is JO83, and this is the AOR F4 League, and they're back in China. You can hear from the party. I accidentally recorded the party chat, so I've got a couple of extra engineers in my party with me, and we're all very happy that it's going to be dry for the race. And I'm loading my setup here. It's a very conservative setup because I was going for a very alternate strategy. As you probably know, the strategy around China is a pretty difficult thing to do because it's probably best to do soft medium, but the soft tyre is about 1.5 seconds slower in qualifying than the ultra soft. So as you can see, I'm on my ultra soft tyres because I'm going to try and pull off the one stop from ultras to mediums, going pitting lap 6 hopefully, and going from ultra softs to mediums. I pulled it off in a practice race, so I'm going to try and do it in the real thing as well, which will be very helpful because it should catapult me up the grid quite a lot, because a lot of people will be going on soft tyres for the race. For the qualifying session, sorry. So I've got a 1.4 second advantage just by default there. So this is my best lap in quali because it's my banker lap because I didn't manage to beat it, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a decent lap. You can see first sector has been okay, not amazing. But now through turn 6, 7 and 8, you can hear Vessel in the party is telling me that I'm missing every apex in the world, so that's helpful. And going now towards the next 2 corners, my teammate Fred ahead has bottled his lap, so I think he's planning on giving me some cheeky slipstream down the back straight, which is really nice of him. And I really do like this track. It's one of my favourite tracks in the calendar. I obviously got my first, well not obviously, but for the loyal fans out there will know that I got my first ever AOR win round here back in season 12. So I've enjoyed it ever since then, and got some good results in the past. And now on the going around to the back straight, you can see Fred ahead is going to give me slipstream. Very helpful. Probably gained me about 3/10, which I didn't realise at the time. But yeah, that was very nice of him. I didn't ask for it. We talked about maybe doing it, but then we didn't actually plan it until like mid-session. And when I tried to repay the favour at the end of the session, I managed to bottle it. So unfortunately, he didn't get the benefit. So I apologise for that. But you can see George set the purple lap with a 30.8. My PB was a 30.5, but I didn't get near that, to be honest. And now going on to the finish of the lap, and it is a 31.3, which is pretty poor, but it'll probably could be quicker than what people can do on the softs. So now this is the end of my second lap. This time I didn't get slipstream, and I'm going around the final corner now. Currently 4th, and it's going to be a 31.6 that time, unfortunately, so I didn't manage to beat it there. And now I'm still in 5th place actually at the end of the session now, and going around the final corner to finish my last lap in the session. Can we improve? And obviously we can't, I told you that already, but yeah, 31.6. So unfortunately the 31.3 is the best, but it's left me in 5th place, which is my best qualifying session since the end of season 13. Like 14 and 15, I didn't get any higher than 6th on the grid, so that's unbelievable scenes. And you can see Pickless, Dutchman, Phenom, and Fred also on the softs, and Ben was the only driver who got in the top 10 on the soft tyres. Everyone else on the ultra softs. I think everyone else will be going for the 2-stop if they start on ultras, but obviously I'm going for the 1-stop. So hopefully that will catapult me up because the 1-stop is much faster. So yeah, you can see they changed the strategy, and now here we are on the grid from 5th place with 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix are coming on now in the Ferrari. And it's lights out and away we go, and I accidentally missed the start, unfortunately. I was about half a second slower because I was changing my my fuel mix, I think, or something like that. Whatever the reason was, but that means I'm down 2 positions already, but going right around the outside of turn 1. And we're trying to feed up the inside of the 4th suspect, and George now, there's a bit of a squeeze there. I think George is lagging, he might have got the screen freeze or something, but yeah, we're up. We managed to get up to 4th somehow, despite missing the start by about half a second, and that's a good start. And you can see Fred very happy with his start in the background, if you can hear that as well. So he's up to 7th by the sound of it, so good for Ferrari there. And he's on soft tyres, so he's on a good strategy as well. And you can see the leader, I can't remember quite, I think it's Ludemer in the lead, is currently breaking away. But you've got Stubborn Gymnast and Iron Weasel, who's a reserve driver, in 3rd place. And I'm going to try and do a switchback move up at the inside of the Snell section there, but that's not going to pay off. He's had to go wide a bit, so I maybe can line up a move down towards the hairpin and into the overtake mode and the rich mix in the slipstream as well. And PT is just behind me as well, who's qualified in the top 10 on ultras also, so he's probably going to be on 2-stop. And I'm going to go for the move from the outside of the Renault of Iron Weasel, braking at 100 meters, pretty late on the brakes there, trying to swing it around the outside, bit of contact, almost spun out on the side of his car there, but he's got a good exit, so unfortunately going to have to back out of that for the turn 1. But trying to get a good exit, and we're taking out the bollard, but that doesn't matter. So yeah, Ludemer in the lead still, broken away a bit from Stubborn Gymnast, who's also broken away from Iron Weasel in rich mix and down into medium ERS mode. But for turn 1 he's gone a little bit wide, missed the apex slightly. I'm going to maybe switch to the inside, but no, he closes the line pretty late there, and luckily didn't get damage. He actually got pushed a bit wide there, which wasn't my intention, but I didn't expect him to close the line pretty suddenly there on the inside. But now we're up the inside of turn 3, and he's gone wide over the grass, so I'm going to try and, I've got the move done now, it looks like, in rich mix. running outside turn 6, and we're breaking 100 meter boards. He's broken way too late. He's locked up, and I've done a switchback move and taken up position 08, and I'm up into the podium places. Absolute scenes. Like, my best finish this season so far has been 9th, so to even be in this position is a pretty good start. And now Ludeman's gone wide up ahead. He was in the lead, I think, and he's going to come back on the grass just off the track. I almost had to take a boarding action there, but luckily we didn't hit him. And now he's going to have grass on his tyres, and I think he slid out, so he's probably going to have overheated tyres as well. So can we try and take advantage of him being on the slower tyres at this point? And obviously that won't have helped his wear at all, as ultra softs do wear really quickly, and by this point mine are on about 50%, I think. And we've still got Ethan right behind, and the Force India of Vessel and Fred just behind him are both on softs, which are going to be closing me down pretty quickly. But now through the next few corners, Ludemer is going to slide out slightly. He's going to, for the next corner, lost his back end massively. I got to pretty much brake to take a boarding action, going at the inside of turns 9 and just about the inside, and we've taken that position, but we've run wide over the curb, and he's going to have the chance to go back out the inside, but close that line off. Take the position up into 2nd now, so it's easily my best race for at least 1.5 seasons. So the last season was pretty much a disaster, and this season so far has not been great either, but we're up into 2nd place now on lap 4, and it's a legit position because I'm on the same strategy as everyone else, but a bit of oversteer there. Could give the people behind the chance to pass, but Ludemer's got a terrible exit, so that's easily going to retain 2nd down the straight. And now on the end of the lap, someone's doing that pits, so up into the lead of the race, which is something I didn't expect. And now going through turn 1, braking, we actually cut there, so not braking at that point, but now onto the back straight. Once again, on that same lap, you can see how much I'm struggling with these tyres. They're very worn. This is one problem with this strategy, is you have to drive around on awful tyres for a few laps, and that means that Dutchman is going to get past as he's on the soft tyres, and they're much better condition than my ultra softs at this point, as my ultras are on 60, which basically means I'm understeering like a boat. And he's gone up the inside. Fred's at the inside of him though. Can Fred take the lead there? Maybe, but no, he's gone wide, and Vessel's going to do the undercut on him and take that position back. So decent for the Ferraris to be a double podium in a minute, but obviously a lot can still change as we're in lap 5, and now I've understeered again everywhere. Luckily not got a warning for that, and still through the snarl section, as I had to go another lap, 68% now on the front left and rear left. And unfortunately that means I'm understeering everywhere. I can't even take that flat, and that means that Pickless on his soft tyres is also going to go for a move now, and he's around the outside, and unfortunately can't really do much to fight, and I don't really want to fight at this point because I'm pitting this lap, so it would be helpful if I'm not near someone when I'm trying into the pit lane, otherwise I might crash them off, as that has happened in the past. Pickless actually went very wide there, but he's going to get a good exit, which I'm not because I'm on the 70% rear tyres now. And this strategy isn't going wrong though, because I was expected this to happen because the soft tyres are obviously going to be much faster at this point in the race. But I'm hitting now onto the mediums, braking for the 50 meter board, for the braking board, sorry, 50 mile an hour, and onto the ultra soft, onto the medium tyres from the ultras, and going to the end of the race, hopefully, if all goes to plan. And now changing the tyres, 2.7 second stop, and you can see quite a few cars going past me. But all of these I think are on 2 stops, as they've pitted already once, so they're never going to the end on those tyres, unless they haven't pit yet, which I think some drivers may not have done. But Ben is one of the drivers who hasn't pit yet, and he's just coming past now. I think he disconnected on the formation lap, so lost a load of time, unfortunately, from his very good grid spot, a championship leader at the minute. But so he's recovered to 12th, but hasn't actually pit yet, and you can see he's started to pull away from me quite a lot, and as I'm on mediums, he's on softs, so my teammate is in the pits now. You can see on the top there, and Ludemer is just behind me as well in the Haas after that spin off, and then he had to pit at the end of that lap. I think he pitted lap 4 onto softs, and I pitted lap 6, so he's caught me up again, but he's obviously got another stop to do. And you can see, you can hear Fred complain that they haven't changed his ring apparently, but don't know if he's actually got damage, to be honest, because they normally do, and I told him to set it to yes, so if he didn't, then it's his own fault, but to set the change wing to yes, so unless he didn't have damage. Yeah, he thinks he doesn't have damage. You can hear in the background there. Unfortunately, I forgot to mute party chat for the recording, but yeah, you could hear him. Hopefully, it adds something to the video, maybe. But now you can see Dutchman is right behind me. A couple of laps later, and a few cars have pitted. I'm into 5th now, but Dutchman is probably going to get past me here, as he's on fresher mediums, and he's obviously a quicker driver as well, as he won the last race pretty dominantly and is pretty good at every track. So now he's up the inside, doesn't cut me off, luckily. I'm in the party with him, so pretty nice there to leave me space on the outside. And unfortunately that's that position done, and Ludemer is still right behind me and trying to make a move, it seems like, but he hasn't managed to do it yet. And through the last corner I got a decent run through there, which should mean Ludemer isn't close enough to go for move into turn 1. And Dutchman, yeah. So he's pulled away from me now, but Ludima is still on my tail really a lot. So, but it shouldn't be too long until he pits now. But he's going to go for it on the inside of the last corner. They're very late, and I've managed to squeeze onto the apex of it, but he's got a good exit there because he's on low softs, and I managed to get that position, unfortunately. But it shouldn't matter too much because he is going to pit soon. As long as he doesn't like hold me up loads. But I'm going to try and attack him anyway, down towards turn 1 in the slipstream, open a DRS, trying to switch it to the outside, line up a switchback move, and he's going to take a narrow line. I've gotten mastered the switchback there. If that comes off, it's a lovely little dummy to the left and going to the right of turn 1, and yeah, it looks like it has, forced him out on the white on the exit there. And he's also trying to hold up the inside, but I've got a wider exit, which means I should get better traction. And yes, we're still side by side though, down towards turn 6. And is he going to try and go? Yes, he's dummied it, and he's trying to go back to the inside, but we've just about moved him, covered the inside line there, and made it sure he can't repass me down towards turn 6. But still in 5th place now, you can see. But Ludima still on my tail, and you can see overhead, Dutchman is overtaking PT for the net lead, or not the net lead, because PT's still got another stop to make, but Dutchman is the leader at the minute once everyone makes their pit stops, and I'm in a net 2nd place, which is very, very good. I didn't expect that at all, and now PT pits, so now, oh, that's a big slide, very, very close there, and that's what I love about the wheel completely. Like, this is only my 3rd proper race on the wheel, and to be doing catches like that, I would never have saved that on the pad. So it's just very enjoyable to, unless it goes wrong, it's enjoyable. If I'd have spun out there and crashed, I wouldn't have been happy. But now you can see a couple laps later, and Dutchman has actually got an issue there. He's going very slowly. I think he had wheel issues this race. So luckily, I've taken the lead. Unfortunate for him, obviously, but I'll take it. I'm into the lead of the race with only 8 laps to go. And this is the net position. I haven't got another stop to make, but my tyres are very old compared to everyone else, obviously. But Pickles is also going to go for a move on Dutchman. The 2 Thrive members swapping positions there. And now a lap later, lap 21 now, only 7 laps to go to the end, and I'm still leading the race. Like, this is a genuine battle for the win now, but I don't see myself winning it because my tyres are a lot older than everyone else's, and as we go on, my tyres will get worse and worse, and theirs are always going to be better. But Pickles is going to go for it down the straight. I'm in rich mix and overtake mode, so hopefully I can defend. I'm going to switch it to the inside very gradually, but he's making sure to not leave in space up the inside. And now he's going to go for a move around the outside, breaking 100 meter board, and we try and break for the lock up a little bit, but we're forcing him out over the curb. That should be that position retained for now. Yes, it is. He didn't get a very good purchase over the curb there, which is good for my sake. And you can see on the top left, Boring Shutter is also just behind him. Pickles slid out the last corner there, so he's not in a position to attack into turn 1. Boring Shutter is on softs, which are much fresher than everyone's. I think they must only be about 6 laps old at this point. So yeah, he's going to be very difficult to hold off. But Pickles is on slightly level playing field with the medium tyres, but they're still about 4 or 5 laps younger than mine, which is unfortunate for my sake. But he's going to go for a move once again into last corner. This time I'm going to brake a little bit earlier though, unfortunately, and lock up and yeah, go a bit wide, and he's going to do a switchback move, and I've got a lot of oversteer on exit, and he's going to go for the move around the outside of the last corner. Very dangerous place to be. I'm just going to back out of that, and unfortunately I have to cut the corner because yeah, I didn't want to crash. So unfortunately he's taking the lead. I'm going to try and fight it back, but I don't think there'll be much I can do really. Without the track position, it's very difficult to overtake, and through turn 1 he's going to hold a narrow line and make sure I can't throw on at the inside of turn 2 there, and yeah, he's taking the lead, unfortunately. And Boring Shutter is now right behind as well. You can see on the mini-map as well, Fred and Dutchman is still right behind as well, so it's a pretty much top 5 are scrapping for the win. And you can see Boring Shutter now right behind me another lap later, and he's going to go for a move up the inside, and that's a very late lunge there. Unfortunately, he's taken that position, can't do much about it. He's on the much fresher softs, as I said, compared to my very old mediums, and at this point my mediums are really struggling, and they're pretty much gone. I've still got like 5 laps left. They're on 58%, so if I can get to the end, I'll be happy. And yeah, Fred is right behind me as well. He's probably going to be able to overtake me. But we're going to put it up to overtake mode and try and overtake Boring Shutter once again into the hairpin, but unfortunately he's got a very good exit. But we have the DRS obviously, and we're going to try and get in a slipstream and maybe make a move, because if he's not got higher S modes, we might be able to close enough, and we're closing quite a lot there. I'm going to go for it from very, very far back. That wasn't like in the heat of the moment. I thought, right, I'm close enough here, but looking back, I really wasn't. So unfortunately, apologies to him for that, but luckily no damage done, and he managed to switch back me. But unfortunately, Fred got past as well, so now down to 4th place. But you heard earlier in the race, Fred say he had penalties. So last lap now, and Summer Gymnast is right behind me. Going to leave this lap in full, because he's 1.2 behind on quite fresh softs compared to my dead mediums. You can see just how much I'm struggling. The front left's on 74%. And Fred, I knew because he's in the party, he did have 9 seconds of penalties. So this is still fighting for the podium. Stubborn Gymnast, I don't know if he has penalties or not. So like this is a fight for the final place on the podium because Fred's got so many penalties. I've got none so far, and I'm breaking down towards the next corner. We had to go into first gear there because of only such little speed I can take through that corner, and Stubborn Gymnast has already closed the 1.2 seconds down to pretty much like half a second, and now I can't even take that anywhere near flat anymore with the awful front left tyre. You can see this strategy. I think it was worth me trying, because if not I would have been qualified like 15th and then be stuck in the midfield. But yeah, it definitely wasn't the fastest strategy if you're just doing a race, but in terms of the traffic and everything, I'd say it was probably the best for me, because otherwise I'd have been nowhere in qualifying. But luckily I'm in a position to be on for my best position in a very long time here, so turn down the back straight. This is the last chance that Stubborn Gymnast has to try and overtake me. You can hear Fred give me some encouragement in the party as well, going into overtake mode down the straight, definitely on the right hand side, and you can hear the music start playing now. You know what's coming. Stubborn Gymnast is in the 6G and DRS, trying to take my third place away from me. He's going around the outside, breaking at 100-meter board. He's got a very late there, and up the inside, trying to force him out. A little bit of a nudge there, as I was not giving up this podium for anything. And now Boring Shot has won the race, but coming around the final corner, I'm going to get my first podium since like March last year, which is ridiculous how long it's been. But here we are, over the line for third place. Here we are on the podium now, under Ferrari, my third race on the wheel, and it's the third place finish. I am so happy with that. Like, it was a very good race. I executed the strategy to perfection. Obviously, congratulations to Boring Shot and Pickless on their first and second, and my teammate Fred in fourth as well. Great race, great result for Ferrari. We're now actually second in the constructors as well, which is pretty unbelievable. And yeah, after so long, like last season I was a back marker. This season, for the first 2 races, I've been very low in the midfield. To pull a podium out of nowhere, I'm very happy with that. And yeah, you can see the results there. Fred in fourth, Dutchman fifth, and Stubborn Gymnast actually had penalties anyway, so it didn't actually matter about fighting off so hard. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been AOR S16 F4 China. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.